Alright, before you watch this next video, YouTube requires me to give you a disclaimer. This is not a medical channel, I'm not a medical professional. I'm going to share with you my journey of how I lost weight. I'm going to speak of intermittent fasting and ketogenic diet. Now, this is my experience and this is what has worked for me. If you want to get into anything, first consult a doctor. It's always better, especially if you have health issues. And last but not the least, if you have any questions or comments, comment down below. I will definitely answer them. Having said that, enjoy the video. All right, in this video I'll give you my experience of fasting for 60 days. That is intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting, for those of you who don't know, is you do not eat for a certain time during the day, and only after you cross a certain threshold, only then you start eating. So in my case, it was the normal sleeping hours whenever I would get up, and then at 6 in the evening I would eat my first meal. Okay, 6 in the evening. So 8 hours plus 8 hours sleep plus, can be another 8 hours, say 16 hours fasting. Because when you sleep, you're obviously not eating. So sometimes I would push that to, instead of 6 in the evening, I would eat at 9 in the night. Okay. And sometimes I would even go 24 hours. So I'll give you my experience of 60 days of intermittent fasting, losing, as of now, 11 kilos, 11 point something. Trying keto, not strictly keto. I would still eat sweets and fruits and all that. Sugar, sometimes little ice cream. So I've made around 9 points in this sheet of paper. And I thought I'd share them with you and see what helps you. This is in part with my weight loss series. I'll put the link below for the playlist so you can see the different vlogs that I have. Okay, so my first realization after going on an intermittent fast for 60 days is one is eating for survival versus eating for pleasure. Now, generally, if you look at it, see people in the village, okay, people in the village or people who are not rich, they are generally, get up in the morning, they will eat something very little, or they'll eat fast, or they'll eat whatever, and they'll run to work, and they'll work in the field. Then after that, they'll eat a little bit more, or they'll eat a lot more, and again then they work. And then evening they come home and they eat the third time. If you look at them, they have to eat because physical energy is required. Bending in the farm and cutting in the heat and all that. So you need energy, you need food. However, people like us, we sit in the office, we get up in a nice comfy bed, we sit in sit on our chair, we take the elevator down, we don't even take the stairs, then we drive with the car and sit in the office. So whole day we're just sitting, right? So why do we need all this excess energy? We don't need it. So why are we eating? One is, okay, it's a habit. People have told us from childhood, oh, eat your breakfast and eat your lunch and eat every 3 hours. Or eat breakfast, lunch and dinner and all that. That is one. The second one is, we are actually eating because it gives us pleasure. Like early morning, bowl of cornflakes, yummy, with sugar, or we'll eat a croissant. Or even if you book, remember when I went for my business trip, that hotel had breakfast involved with it. Nice big buffet of food and fruits, and so we eat for pleasure, right? Are we dying? We are not dying. And if you check our fat, hold your hand and hold your love handles, you have enough and more fat. So we are not eating for survival, we are eating for pleasure, and it's become a habit, a bad habit of bad advice. Okay, that's number one. And by the way, FYI, I had made this goal from 1st September till uh, December end. I was going to do it. And the reason why I decided to do it is because I was just gaining weight, gaining weight, gaining weight. Every month I was increasing by 1 kilo, 1 kilo, 1 kilo, to the point where, I told myself if I cross 81, if I reach 81, I was at 78, 79, 81, I will start exercise. One fine day, I just checked my weight and I was 83.8. I was like, what the hell, So, anyway, so even if I lose more weight, I'll continue till December end, just to let you know. So, the first one is we eat for pleasure, not for survival. So, when we eat for pleasure, and it's a bad habit, obviously you'll gain weight. So, now I'm eating only for, like, after I get up in the morning, I don't feel hungry. It's only during afternoon, might feel a little hungry, and then somewhere, especially towards the evening, because my body now knows he's going to break his fast, then I feel very hungry. Otherwise, generally, I'm okay. And yes, if I'm doing something like a stressful day, whole day walking out, going outside, like walking in the sun and this, then obviously you feel tired and hungry. The second thing is, since I spoke about hunger, this hunger when we feel, we feel very uncomfortable. Makes you feel weak, makes you feel irritated, makes you feel angry. You really want to eat something, drink something. The hunger, what I've realized with this 60-day fasting is, it's a feeling. It's only a feeling. It's an uncomfortable feeling. It is not a matter of life and death. We sometimes, I'm going to die. Oh, nothing's going to happen. And some people even give me I was talking to some of my clients, what about acid? Acid will jump up. What acid will jump up? Acid gets released only when you put food. If there's nothing, there is no acid. The body is a wonderful machine. It knows when you put something, only it'll do something. Like when you have a cut, you don't have to tell your body, repair it. It repairs. If you're sick, the body works to kill the viruses in your body. Your heart is beating without instructions. So you don't need to tell your body what to do. So hunger is just a feeling. The only challenge is, because we have not disciplined ourselves to keep ourselves in an uncomfortable state, the minute we feel hungry, we pop something in the mouth. It's easy, right? We pop something. And that also, what do we eat? We eat something that is delicious, crunchy, like nuts or sweets, or take a coffee with sugar, or go to the coffee shop and take a thick, macchiato or some stuff like that. So hunger is just a feeling, and it doesn't stay. It goes after some time. Initially, I found it very uncomfortable, and I was not able to work. I was tired, I was feeling headache, I was feeling dizzy. I would need to sleep. But today, I can take it much more. After 60 days, your body gets used to it. But keep in mind, that doesn't mean I don't feel anything now. Like today, after I make this video, the second video, I'm feeling a little tired. I will go and sleep for some time. Okay? Maybe take a nap of 15 minutes or so. Obviously, you'll say, Loy, but I'm a working class professional. Believe it or not, if you hold on to that uncomfortable feeling of hunger, after some time the body says, hey, stop it, yeah. It's no point. And the body starts focusing on the fat. There's a lot of fat in your body. I mean, I remember seeing an image of a cartoon image. They showed one guy, such a big stomach he has. Big, huh? It's a cartoon kind of thing. He's opening the fridge in the middle of the night and saying, light is coming, it's dark. It's not good to sleep hungry. It's not good for the body. I was like that once upon a time. So the second is, hunger is just a feeling. You have to learn to go through that phase, and hunger, eventually that uncomfortable feeling dies out. The body realizes nothing is going to happen. Why am I taunting this guy to give me food? Okay. The third one, the biggest culprit, which I wish I had known this years ago, it would have saved me so much of time, effort, and money. The biggest culprit is insulin. Now, without getting too technical, because it can get confusing, even I used to get confused, what is insulin and this and that. Just only remember this much. Every time you eat food, every time, the body spikes up the insulin. Okay, when insulin is spiked, then there is no more fat burning going on. Okay, so there are two things that you need to keep in mind here. One is how many times you eat. Even if you eat a small meal, the insulin gets spiked up. Even if you drink something, insulin gets spiked up. That's number one. And second one is what you eat. Obviously, how much, but what. So by frequency of meals, they say, eat many smaller meals. No, it's wrong. If you eat many small meals, you're spiking up your insulin every time. So the fat burning process in your body stops. And by the way, I found this very shocking to believe, but now it has happened. Your body by default burns fat. That's why when you go to sleep and you wake up, you feel, hey, where did my 1 kilo go or whatever? The body constantly needs fat energy to regulate, to keep yourself warm, to make your heart beat, for all the functions of the body, it needs energy. So it's using. So the body is a perfect organism. It's us who is actually making a mess. So one is how many times you eat. So every time you eat, there's a spike in insulin. You can say goodbye for fat burning for the next, from 4 to 8 hours. No more fat burning, because you already gave the body something to eat. Then what you eat, if you eat any sugars, anything sweet, anything that is carbohydrates, carbs, especially processed carbs, then the sweetness spikes up the insulin way too high. And then the body says, Chale, we have quick energy, keep the fat, store it. And then all the stuff that you eat in excess is stored as more fat. And then to make your body reach a fat burning state, it will take at least another 12 hours. Okay? And then since I'm speaking about insulin, just remember this much. Just two terms. One is insulin sensitive versus insulin resistance. I'll not confuse you. I'll just tell you this much. Fat people are insulin resistant. That means the body resists from burning fat because of being used to it for so many years of, eating carbs. Sensitive is you burn fat faster. Okay, I'll not get too much into the technical side. You can do the research. Dr. Sten Ekberg, I'll put his link below. He's a worthwhile guy, worthwhile channel who I watch and educate myself. Very educated guy. He's a wellness doctor and he was a former Olympics for decathlon. Then number 4, this is what I realized, which I'm sure most of you know. It's very easy to gain weight, very easy. Okay, except of course if your DNA is thin. I meet some guys in the gym, chiseled, and I asked him, what do you eat and all that? He said, I've naturally been thin all my life. So unless you're like that, but majority of us are not like that. So it's easy to gain weight, very hard to lose weight. But one thing which is common with both, for both of them to happen, weight gain or weight loss, takes time. See, remember, when you were born, you are not overweight. You became overweight through time, habit, and what you put in your mouth. That's point number. Point number 5. This kind of surprised me. Because now I'm not eating for 12 hours, sometimes 16 hours. Okay, generally it's 16. My body has started to, my stomach especially has started to shrink. I'm not able to eat the same quantity as before. To give you an idea, remember I told you I was gaining weight, right? I remember I was getting back to my old habits of eating, rice with fish. It's a microwavable item. I was literally having 2 or 3 of them. And that also, why it's surprising for me is because I had an operation to make my stomach smaller. Initially for first 2 years, I was hardly able to eat even a bowl of rice. It's a bariatric surgery. I have my videos. You can Google search Loy Machedo bariatric surgery, but be careful, it's graphic. They show the operation and everything else. So my capacity increased over the period of time. So from being able to eat only a bowl of rice after the operation, soon increased to a big bowl, soon increased to 2 bowls, soon increased to a full meal. Now I was eating 3 meals. So that really disturbed me. And in case you do not know, during my bodybuilding days, I could literally eat a full tandoori chicken. Not tandoori, the grill, Arabic chicken. A full. The highest I've eaten in KFC was 70 pieces of chicken, because it's very oily, very soft. You can eat so much. The KFC manager told me, please don't come here for the buffet, you'll drive us in a loss. So I could eat, I'm not joking, four people's meal per sitting. In fact, my restaurant bill was 4 times or 6 times more than the average person. That's why the restaurant guys used to love me. In Dubai where I stay, we could eat on credit and pay end of the month. I was paying 4 to 6 times more. So my stomach had become very big, then they made it small. After the operation, again it started to expand. But now, after this 2 months, now my capacity to eat has become again smaller. But just to make sure that I'm eating proper nutrients, because my body absorbs less after the operation, I eat multiple meals. So it's really funny, huh? And coming to the next point of what I eat, because the stomach is small, the most filling foods is home cooked, not processed, home cooked, or freshly cooked, protein and fat. Now I know when you say fat, you think, oh, you're fat and that is fat. It's actually they have given the wrong word for it. It should have been something else. They should have called it like butter or oil or something. That actually doesn't make you fat. I'm not talking of cooking oil. I'm talking of the fat that comes from animal fat or animal protein or even olive oil. Okay, naturally oily, that produces oil naturally, like even coconut oil. Okay, but when you have processed stuff like the golden yellow and this and that, that is highly processed. That's not good. But if you take a steak or chicken, fish doesn't hardly have any oil, and you put butter, it fills you up like very easily. And if I would have one of that, that's a small steak, I feel full automatically. Obviously some of you are vegetarian. I avoid potatoes, and I avoid all those carb rich food. I try more of protein like beans. Cauliflower is very low on carbs. Then chickpeas, okay, that has high carbohydrates, but you need to eat something that is vegetarian. So protein and fat fills me up very easily. If I eat carbohydrates, that is vegetables, if it is uncooked, like carrots and cucumbers and all that, that fills me up also fast. Like green lettuce, you can eat a full bowl of green lettuce. Fills you up very easy. You can't eat more. But if you start eating sweet, like fruits and all that, you can eat a lot more. Watermelon, like tons of it. That is one addiction I'm not able to overcome. I love watermelon. I might eat literally half of it. And that also contains high glycemic index. I'll not get into that because it's a technical term. You get confused. And processed food, oh goodness, don't even get there. I just wanted to evaluate one day, so I did an experiment. One day I ate chicken and meat. I was able to eat very less and I felt full very fast. But when I ordered a KFC, which is processed, even though it's protein, with their rice, I was able to eat a lot more. And just imagine, if you eat more calories, right? So naturally it's very rough, the texture is rough, it fills you up very fast. But this processed, it makes you eat more. And then obviously, remember, 1 bar of chocolate, like a Snickers, which is a sweet, has more calories or as much calories as eating a full steak. So imagine a steak will fill you up for hours and hours, but a Snickers, you eat one bar, you will feel hungry again. And the worst among all that is drinking calories and drinking anything sugary. It's like you'll get the same amount of calories of a steak, but in water form. And then, to burn fat, it'll take you maybe 24 hours of fasting. Point number 7. I would say the worst food item, which I realized, I would say sugars. Sugars is the number one. Second one is processed carbs, bread, even nowadays rice. Okay. And you'll not believe I've totally shut down both of them, almost. Sugars, breads, rice, all gone. Okay. Now, obviously, Laszlo, then what do you eat, man? I eat meat with even, this cabbage leaves or lettuce leaves. I use that like a roti. Obviously, the texture is different. I know that. But then, everything can't be easy, right? I eat lots of salads. And eventually, once your stomach gets full, you don't even think about it. It will take time. Give it 1 to 2 weeks. Initially, when I started off to wean myself away from rice, I would still have it, one small bowl every day. Bread was totally not required because it's useless. It's just sugary, starchy, and will not help you burn anything. Today, after 60 days, anytime I think of rice, I just eat more of cauliflower, small pieces of broccoli and lettuce leaves, and I feel full, and by the time I forget it. So, but more than that, more damaging than that is what I told you: sugar, sweets, chocolates, ice creams. Unfortunately, here's a confession. I do eat ice cream, especially the Magnum, the white one with the almond nuts, and Indian sweets, barfi. I just might eat 1 or 2 here and there because, others I'll not be able to continue this fasting thing. You become too miserable, which I will speak on the next point is losing weight, calorie deficit will not work. It's like counting calories. Okay, I used to eat 1000 calories. Now I'll eat 500 calories. Then I'll eat 400. If you do that, the body automatically recalibrates itself. This guy is eating less calories, will burn less fat. Okay. So I don't eat frequently and lesser calories. I don't eat for a duration of the day. And when I do eat, I eat to my heart's content. That is what works for me. But it is recommended if you are serious about weight loss, you need to eat slowly and you need to, know what you're eating. Okay. So be smart and intelligent about it. See, and what do I mean by lifestyle? It's not just a one-day thing. It's not even a 1-month thing. It's a complete decision. Before, my lifestyle was get up in the morning, coffee, eat watermelon, go for my slow run, have a goo gel. Then, as I'm making video, might have an orange in between. Then after I finish, I'll snack something. And then throughout the day, snack, eat. And then whenever me and my wife would go out, we would go to every restaurant, every fast food joint. Because that is how you entertain yourself with your family, right? In fact, if anybody, we as normal individuals, when we meet people, we go for a cup of coffee, we go for food, we go for a restaurant. Eating is a celebration for us of friendship, of enjoyment, of happiness. So, lucky for me, I don't keep friends and relatives here. So for me, it's slightly easier. But on the hard side now, it is like when I used to watch a movie, I used to eat food. Now I don't even feel like watching a movie because I'm not enjoying it. What will I do? Just watch a movie when hungry? So I managed to substitute. One solution here is substitution. So instead of eating food while watching a movie, watching a movie and eating food, I now play video games. So, it's some kind of entertainment. So I don't feel miserable. And when we go out, obviously I can't go out because if I go out, then you see the smell of food and you feel tempted, right? You feel miserable. So what I tell my wife, we'll go in the evenings and we plan out once a week, if and when required. And by lifestyle also, see, I told you before, no, I was doing everything, snacking the whole day. Now, when I get up in the morning, just black coffee. First thing I do is, go for my walks, and then I go to the gym, come back, then I do some time on the treadmill. And then after that, after shower, I just do some work, light work. I don't do anything that's physically exhausting. If I do physically exhausting, obviously I'll feel more tired. But like I told you, the body gets used to it. And then at 6, I tell my wife, please prepare, 1 hour before, please prepare something nice for me so that I enjoy my meal. So a lot of planning has to also go into this. That's what I mean by lifestyle. You can't just open the fridge, okay, what will I eat? It has to be planned out. Okay, I tell my wife, today prepare fish. Okay, tomorrow prepare some pork, prepare some chicken. We'll buy this, we'll buy that. So we plan things out. And you need support from your family or you can't do it. And the last thing about lifestyle is, it should not be for 3 days, 4 days, 1 week. Take it for an extended period of time if you really want to see results. But don't keep it extreme. Don't make it so extreme that you feel miserable and you're waiting for this whole process to get over. There are times, I'll tell you, like for example, lately, last 2-3 days, I've been finding it very tough to do this. Because I was only eating protein and fat and very, no sweets, no ice creams, only fruits. So I was like, man, what the hell, man? Like the question, is this all worth it? So to reward myself, to make it a little easier on me, I started having an ice cream, small ice cream piece, small chocolate or small sweet, as a kind of like, it's okay. I'm not doing this to prove anything to anyone. But I'm sticking with the intermittent fasting. Okay. And yes, not every day gorging on chocolates. Being sensible. First I'll eat meat, then meat and fat. Then I'll slowly eat vegetables and all that. Then the sweet tooth that is there, eat some fruits, natural. If after all this, I still feel like having a chocolate, or actually I've not eaten chocolate. If I feel like having an ice cream, which is my weakness, then I reward myself. So I remind my body, it's not the end of the world. The sweet is still there, I'll get to eat. So relax. And that brings me to my final point. Point number 9 is, see, like today is 60 days. My goal plan was, I will lose 1 more kilo. I'm at 11, I lost 11 kilos. I wanted to bring it down to 12 kilos, lose 12 kilos. So I would finish off at 71.8. However, because I started to feel burnt out last 2-3 days, I said, okay, I will eat what I like, but not sweets, ice cream, this and that. I'll eat a little bit of carbs. I'll not push instead of the 12 to 16 hours. I'll not go 24 hours because that is also sometimes I was pushing my body. I said, no, I'll relax. I didn't put the pressure that on the 60th day, I have to lose 1 more kilo, to impress people or to upload a video. I said, no, consistency is important. A long-term vision is important. And keeping this lifestyle sustainable. So I said, I'll not put that pressure. And lo and behold, when I woke up in the morning today, my lowest weight that I recorded was 72.4 or 72.6. Because I ate more of soups and salty stuff, and I did reward myself with the ice cream and peanut butter and the kind of slightly sweetened chips naturally made here. They put jaggery and all that. Instead of 72.6, I was 73.4. Obviously, water retention and also remember, you also gain a lot more weight if you don't sleep properly, if you're under stress, and if you have eaten heavy in the night, then the water retains to digest all this. And of course, when you go to poop and all that, then you lose a little bit of weight. So with all that, I was at 73.4. So I said, it's okay. It's all right. because I want to take this long term. And today, when I woke up, I said, okay, fine. I enjoyed myself yesterday. Today, I'll do a little bit more walking because I had some more energy because I enjoyed myself yesterday. So now I'm making my video walking instead of making my video inside. After this, maybe I'll take a shower. If I feel like taking a nap, I'll take a nap. But yes, I will stick to my schedule. I will go to the gym, train for some time, not like 1 hour. If I don't feel like even, this is another point. If you don't feel like doing 1 hour, do half an hour. If you don't feel like doing half an hour, do 10 minutes. If you don't even feel like doing 10 minutes, at least do something. If you can't do something, then who are you fooling, man? 5 minutes you can't do out of 24 hours. Something, some push-ups or some walking. Don't be stupid. Sometimes I tell people, just dressing up for exercise and going for a walk itself is an achievement. Do something instead of nothing. So yeah, enjoy the journey, man. Otherwise, I mean, why are we doing it? You'll be miserable because I'll tell you, the mind will always say, man, why the hell you're doing it? Enjoy life. Have fun. Relax. What the hell is wrong with you? So that's it, man. So these are the 9 realizations that I've had after 60 days of fasting and say a miniature version of keto diet. Okay. And when I look back, I'm perfectly happy. Seriously, I'm so happy. I feel very light. I feel amazing. I feel incredible. And I would highly recommend, anyone who's thinking about getting into intermittent fasting and having a keto diet. But like I said, consult your doctor. Make sure you go through a thorough checkup. Take professional advice so as to know whether this is useful to you. And please go to an educated doctor, not to one who is unhealthy himself and giving you nonsense. In fact, the recommended channels are Dr. Sten Ekberg and Dr. Jason Fong. I'll put their links down below. Check them out. Out of all the years of trying everything, I feel they are the best. So this is what I wanted to share. Feel free to put your comments and thoughts down below. And almost all of you asked me, how tall am I? I'm 5'8", 5 feet 8 inches. And right now my weight is 70, this morning, 73.4. Lowest has been 72.6. And yeah, just before I conclude, my goal is to come down to 69. The day it reaches 68.8, I would say bravo to myself because I've lost 15 kilos. I never was lower than 70. So if I get down lower than 70 and I achieved 15 kilos, I've done a very big achievement. I know some will say I look too skinny and all. That doesn't matter. I want to be healthy, not just look good. Anyway, having said that, any questions, feel free. I wanted to share this with you. So, celebrating 60 days. You guys take care. This is me signing off. Ciao.